Have you ever been perfectly fine and then you opened up Instagram and suddenly your entire life feels behind schedule? Same. Welcome to the Balance Recruiter, a slightly unhinged, definitely honest, and occasionally helpful space where we talk about burnout, balance, identity shifts, and why your to-do list still has 19 things on it, even though you've been working all day, in theory. Hi, I'm Chastity, a professional plate spinner, laundry dodger, and currently resisting the urge to book a runaway trip just because I saw someone else in Santorini on a Tuesday. So here's the thing. We spiral silently. No one knows it's happening. You're scrolling, you're double tapping, you're smiling, but internally, you're doing the math. How can they even afford that? How are they always traveling? How did she get promoted? Why does their life look so easy? The comparison rarely announces itself. It creeps. And the wild part? Half of the time, the other person isn't even thinking about you. You see the luxurious trips. You see the wine in Tuscany. You see the Disney ears in Disneyland. You see the Bali villas. You're seeing the beautiful temples of Thailand. And you see people swimming with whales off of a boat in the Philippines. And you think, how can they even afford all of that? And then maybe you realized, or maybe not, that they use points, they saved, they prioritized that over something else. They may have split costs. They may be in debt that they sacrificed in other areas. What they prioritize is different, and that's the key. Comparison assumes sameness, but our values are all different. Our budgets are different. Our seasons are definitely different. Our responsibilities are different. You don't know their spreadsheet. You only see the beautiful sunset. So comparison makes you feel behind, late, less successful, less disciplined, less attractive, less stable. So what do? We try to compensate. We overwork, we overspend, we overcommit, we overthink, we overexplain. And now you're just exhausted from a competition nobody even invited you to. That's burnout. Not from your job, but from invisible pressure. Let me say this lovingly. You don't know someone's back end. You don't know their credit card statement, their family support, their stress level, their therapy bill, their 2 a.m. anxiety. You don't see the bad days. Because honestly, who is posting their actual cortisol levels and crying sessions? Exactly. Social media is a highlight reel culture, and our brains treat it like census data. That's the glitch. It's tough to ignore the noise when it's literally designed to grab your attention. If you want to break that cycle and get back to a grounded headspace, here are a few practical ways to unplug without necessarily deleting every single app you own. You don't need to become an anti-social media monk. Just try this out. You don't have to unfollow people, which can sometimes feel dramatic or even awkward. A lot of platforms have a mute button. So if seeing a specific person's post consistently makes you feel less than or anxious rather than inspired, mute them for 30 days. See how your mood shifts when they aren't in your feed. Our brains aren't meant to process 1,000 luxurious lives before breakfast. Make sure you set a time limit for social media apps in your phone settings, like 20 minutes a day. I know that can be hard, right? Especially when you look at your settings and it says you spent 8 hours on social media. Let's cut it down. If you spent 3 hours on social media, let's go for 1 hour. But the goal ideally is 20 minutes. That is as much information that your brain should be taking from seeing all of these things that's popping up. The goal is to use social media as a tool for connection, not a bottomless pit for scrolling. When you see a stunning travel photo, consciously remind yourself of the invisible costs, the jet lag, the literal costs, debt or years of savings, the 40 failed photos it took to get that one perfect shot. The perspective is to remind ourselves, I am seeing a curated advertisement, not a documentary. Swap scrolling for actually doing. The feeling of being trapped usually happens when we are passive. The next time you feel that itch to compare, put the phone down and do one small thing for your real life. Take a 5-minute walk, make a cup of coffee or matcha latte, or write down one thing you're actually proud of today. Try curating an inspiration-only feed. If you're going to be online, change the algorithm. Follow accounts that teach you a skill, like cooking, DIYing, or shared hobbies rather than a lifestyle influencer. It shifts your brain from comparison mode to learning mode. Sometimes the most luxurious thing you can own is peace of mind that isn't dependent on a like count. Because let's be real, how many times have we checked how many likes we got on that last post? I know I'm guilty of that. So notice the spiral. Oh, I'm comparing. Ask yourself, is this inspiration or insecurity? If it's insecurity, step away, mute, protect your energy. Remind yourself, different priorities create different outcomes. And that doesn't mean yours are wrong. Sometimes the real runaway isn't to a new country. It's to a quieter mind. It's closing the app. It's choosing not to compete. That's the balance. If balance looks like unfollowing accounts without guilt, if balance looks like staying in your financial lane, if balance looks like remembering you don't know their full story, then that's enough. Thanks for being with me on The Balance Recruiter. New episodes drop every week, just in time for the weekend. Be sure to follow, share, and please leave us a rating so we can help others find this peaceful semi-gold of a podcast. Remember that burnout is real, balance is the goal, and I'm somewhere in between, putting my phone down and choosing peace. I'll see you on the next episode.